We got Sports Podcast, Season 1, Episode 8 for you guys here. We're getting you ready for Week 6 in the NFL here in the 2021 season. We have the Week 6 NFL Power Rankings and Games. Of course, I am your host, Big Nate, a.k.a. Always Trigger. Love having you guys by here. Always. Want to thank any of you guys that do the YouTube things down below, the liking, the subscribing, the commenting. You guys are the best. Special shout out to my man, John. A special shout out to my brother, Nim. All the folks out there. I know I don't want to just go out and just name everybody, but you guys are all amazing. Keep it up. Let's get this thing going, and hopefully we build on it. All right, we're not going to spend too much time doing any other crazy stuff. What do we do in our Sports Podcast? We're going to give you the Power Rankings. We're going to get you the Game Slate. We're going to get you the top 5 games of the week. I am ready to roll. Let's go ahead and go to the basements. Team 32 to 21. We've got at 32 the Jacksonville Jaguars. At 31 the Detroit Lions. 30 the New York Giants. 29 the Houston Texans. Miami Dolphins at 28. The New York Jets at team number 27. 26 is the Atlanta Falcons. Washington Football Team at 25. We got the Steelers at 24. 23 is the Philadelphia Eagles. 22 the Las Vegas Raiders. And 21 the Carolina Panthers. So a couple of these teams really jump out to me. The first thing I did when I made my power rankings, I looked at these last 4 or 5 teams and I was like, man, I just don't know how any of these teams can really win a game. It's tough. I really like how the Lions are playing. It's kind of heartbreaking that they haven't won. The Giants decimated with injuries. You've got the Texans who are playing Mills and really trying, but they're just not able to get the victory. They were so close to against the Patriots in that game. And the Dolphins, of course, missing their quarterback. So that's the first thing that stood out to me was those teams there at the bottom and just how hard it is to win in the NFL. And that is just something that may often go overlooked. Of course, we always visit the NFC East in the basement because they're always in the basement, the majority of them, right? So the Cowboys are 4-1. The rest of the division, however, not doing so hot. They are 23 with the Eagles, 25 with the football team, and of course 30 with the Giants. I think that the football team and the Eagles switched this week predominantly for the reason that the football team defensive secondary is so lacking and they give up such monster plays. And I don't see any signs of that getting fixed anytime soon. Of course, I'm rocking the Washington hat, live in the Washington area. Despite what some may believe, I don't mind when they actually play well. I would love for them to play well. I would love for them to get a quarterback. I know this town would really love one. But that's secondary right now. We came into this season thinking their defense was going to be great, or if not great, good. They're actually terrible, and that is unacceptable by many, many standards, especially for someone like Coach Ron Rivera. So wanted to kind of point that out. I think it's going to be hard to leave this section here without pointing out John Gruden from the Las Vegas Raiders, now ex-head coach. He has resigned, essentially fired, because if he didn't resign, I 100% guarantee you he would have been fired. So for you, those of you who do not know, where have you been? John Gruden has had stuff leaked, his emails leaked since last Friday, I believe, and it's come to a head that he has used derogatory terms toward many people, many groups, and that's highly unacceptable, especially in today's day and age. I know those emails from a long time ago. They are not maybe a representative of what he's thinking now. No one knows what he's thinking or doing now. That's only he knows that. So here's what I'll say about John Gruden thing, because it's hard for me to talk about. It's just disappointing for humanity in general to have people write those things and send them out to other people. I think it's stupid. It's disgusting. It's hateful. It's hurtful. It's disappointing. And that's my stance on it. I can say that and not feel like I'm not trying to be sad, but it is disappointing, and that's a fact. It's not good. And it's nothing to celebrate. For every single one we know about, there's plenty more we don't know about. I'll just leave it at that. All right, let's get away from that. We're going to go over to the Fringe. You know where we go next. Teams 11 through 20. At number 20, I have the Indianapolis Colts. 19, the Seattle Seahawks. 18, Denver Broncos. 17, Chicago Bears. 16, New England Patriots. 15, the San Francisco 49ers. 14, the New Orleans Saints. 13, the Cincinnati Bengals. 12, the Minnesota Vikings. And 11, the Tennessee Titans. So what jumps out to me when I look at this? First and foremost, the 8s. Of course, 8 is the highest number I've ever moved a team in any of my power rankings any week. So New Orleans moves up 8 spots to 14. Big win against the football team, taking advantage of that secondary. A lot of inconsistencies with the New Orleans Saints. We'll see how they gonna get things figured out. They do have the bye week coming up here, so they get extra time. Maybe they can figure out what's going on, why they're not able to be consistent, because they are all over the place. The Seattle Seahawks, of course, we all know, if we're watching my sports podcast, that the number one way to drop a ton of spots in my power rankings is lose your quarterback. When you lose a quarterback the caliber of a Russell Wilson, very easy to see how a team can fall from 11 to 19. So goes to show you that the Seahawks still a very, very good team, even without Russ. I thought Geno did play well up until that interception last week. But the Seattle Seahawks, not to kid ourselves, they are well coached with Pete Carroll. They are a good home team, so I don't expect them to be god awful. But at the same time, you're going to be missing those main plays from Russell, and I just don't see a lot of other talent on that roster that's going to maybe compensate for that. DK Metcalf, of course, is amazing. Tyler Lockett. They can get Chris Carson if he's healthy and running well. Maybe they can rely a little more on him too. But it's going to be tough for the Seahawks. Anything else I wanted to pick out in this section? Of course, the Bears' big win. That was a huge win. They'll be playing their rival, the Green Bay Packers, this weekend. That should be a good game. So I wanted to talk about my team ranked at 15, the 49ers. So they lost, didn't move a spot at all. Trey Lance first game. Very interesting dynamic, too. They also have the bye week. So extra time for Trey to look over the film of his first week, maybe figure out what they can work on, put a game plan together, see how they're going to do coming out here after the bye. Let's get you eyes over to my top 10 teams heading into week 6 in the NFL. At number 10, the Kansas City Chiefs. I really almost pushed the Kansas City Chiefs out of the top 10. Their defense is overwhelmingly the reason why. They can't have Patrick Mahomes making the mistakes he's making with the football and have a terrible defense at the same time. If that continues, the Kansas City Chiefs might not even win a playoff game this year. It is just bad football on bad football. They better figure it out and figure it out quick. Now, I think they can do that. They do play Washington coming up this week. But for now, they're going to be sitting right there at number 10. All right, number 9, the Green Bay Packers. If I have a lot of Green Bay Packer fans out there, I'm going to apologize. I just don't see anything that's abnormal from the Packers. We all know that Mason Crosby goes out there and just decides to stink it up one game. He decided to do it this game. We all know Aaron Rodgers can go out there and do the same thing like he did week 1. And we all know that the Packers are a good team when their defense plays okay. So there's nothing new to report here. The Packers are the Packers. They have Aaron Rodgers. They will continue to be competitive. All right, number 8. The Baltimore Ravens. Man, what a comeback victory. Holy cow, against the Colts. That was a fun game. Lamar Jackson is sensational. His passing is getting better. His completion percentage is out of control. His threat as a runner, his ability to understand what he's seeing and to play football at a high level is becoming more and more apparent to me every week. He is awesome. Hard to have them come down a notch. Their defense keeps me also away from making them higher. Just think the teams above 8 are just very, very fundamentally sound football teams. They do everything well, basically. All right, let's go to number 7, the Cleveland Browns. Big fall for them from number 1 down to number 7. It's hard. And the Chargers are a very, very good team. They had over 500 yards of offense, which is phenomenal. That doesn't just happen. And their defense did surprise me in this game. They were missing Clowney, so tough game for them. I'd probably have them higher if they weren't so banged up. You know, Baker having an injury, Jarvis Landry having an injury. Odell Beckham's always having an injury or lives with an injury, apparently. So, all right, number 6, the Los Angeles Chargers. They beat the Browns. What else can I say? They're physical. The only loss they have is to the Dallas Cowboys, who come in at number 5. So, as you can see, these teams are very, very much complete teams, right? The Browns, the Chargers, the Cowboys. These teams, it's so hard. You can pick any one of them on any day. They're all super physical teams that want to beat you up and have really great passers. And when you play that style of football in the NFL, they have all good running backs too. When you play this style of NFL football, it's going to be hard not to find you up at the top of my board. All right, number 4. You can just have the GOAT. That always makes life easier. I know I talk about him every week, but I think he should be talked about every week. And you should just say he's the GOAT. He threw 5 touchdowns, and I mean, are we going to really start doubting him? He's giving me no reason to. Number 3, the LA Rams. Simply because they beat the GOAT. They still have that notch under their belt, and they won a tough game in Seattle. So I like the Rams. Number 2, the Arizona Cardinals. Perfection, 5-0. It was not easy. They've got a mix of everything in that 5-0. And this road trip to Cleveland. Whoa. All right, number 1, Buffalo Bills. I picked them to win against the Chiefs, and man, did they show out. They blew the brakes off the Chiefs. So very, very happy with the Buffalo Bills. I think they are right now the strongest team. I'm sure as hell don't want to play them if I'm any other team in the NFL. Then again, like I said, when it really comes to the top 7 teams, I really almost think you can be very interchangeable with these 7 teams. They all have like just about 1 loss, and it seems like they always lose just to each other, right? So it's like it's really tough to separate any of these 7 from the Browns on up to the Bills. But that's my thoughts. Let me know what you think down below, and we're going to move right on over to the game slate. Week 6 in the NFL. All right, we're going to kick it off on Thursday at 8:20 p.m. You got Thursday Night Football. You got Tampa Bay at Philadelphia. On Sunday, again, another 9:30 a.m. London game. This week we have Miami at Jacksonville. The 1 o'clock games include Green Bay at Chicago. Good matchup. Cincinnati at Detroit. Houston at Indianapolis. LA Rams at the New York Giants. The Kansas City Chiefs at the Washington Football Team. The Minnesota Vikings at Carolina Panthers. And the LA Chargers at the Baltimore Ravens. That should be a good game, too. The 4:05 game is there's only one, Arizona at Cleveland. And then we have the 4:25 games. We have Las Vegas at Denver and Dallas at New England. Then the 8:20, the Sunday Night Football game, is Seattle at Pittsburgh. And the Monday Night Football game is Buffalo at Tennessee. I did remind you guys last week, this is the first week with byes. So the 4 teams that are not playing this week, Atlanta, New Orleans, New York Jets, and Niners, they are all off this week. And there you have it. There's your slate of games for week 6. I'll leave it up there for one more second. You can go and see where your favorite team is playing and at what time. Now let's go ahead and get right into my top 5 games for week 6. At number 5, the Cowboys at Patriots. So if you guys remember, every team plays one more game than they would have under normal scheduling with a 16-game schedule. So surprisingly, out of my top 5, fun fact, 3 of my top 5 games are those extra games. So the Cowboys at Patriots being the first of such games. 2 very, very, very successful franchises. All right, and the 4th best game of the week, another one of those games. The Seattle Seahawks at the Pittsburgh Steelers. That should be a good one on Sunday Night Football, guys. Number 3, the Buffalo Bills at Tennessee Titans. That's the Monday Nighter. Should be very, very exciting there. 2 very strong teams. Number 2, the Chargers at Ravens. That's going to be an excellent game as well. The Ravens, of course, coming off that huge come from behind victory. The Chargers showing no signs of wanting to slow down, being one of the powerhouses in the AFC. That's a massive AFC showdown. And number one being the third and final of those games to be in my top five, the Cardinals at Browns. So very, very exciting matchup here. The undefeated Cardinals heading over to Cleveland to play the Browns coming off a loss, who are 2-0 at home. So that is going to be a knockdown, drag 'em out fight. So I love this. I think we get a heavyweight fight just about every week so far, and I've been nothing but pleased. So there you go. There you have my top 5 games of the week. Of course, I want to thank you guys always for watching. Be safe, have fun, enjoy the games, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.